Hey, good morning,
Good afternoon
good evening,
and good night.
and fourth meal. Actually, no meal. I have to shoot some TV on Wednesday. I am not eating this week. Can't eat.
What do you mean you
No eat.
can't eat?
Can't eat. Coffee and
You-
water,
You're
fruits and
not
veggies.
you're not gonna eat. Why is this? You trying to get in shape or something?
Wednesday, I'm
Uh
shooting the best of the year for Raw for WWE,
huh.
and I'm going to be standing like on camera in a suit with I think without a desk blocking me, like full
Right.
body shot standing
Right.
there.
Right.
And I
And
need
the
just
3 days of no eating is gonna help that.
absolutely
Really?
1,000. Anyone who ever tells you that a couple of days of starvation won't make a difference, they don't know about this fat life. Because I promise you, it'll tighten up the jawline. It'll you just yes, 2 days.
2 days
I mean,
of not eating does all that?
yes, Scythe, if you have something to shoot, I promise you, and you starve yourself, you go water, you go coffee or tea, or water with lemon and some honey, like a little bit of something to satiate yourself. Then grab some fruits, maybe a little piece of straight up like boiled chicken, like nothing, some protein to throw in your
Let's eat.
body.
Dude, now you're eating. Now you're eating. You're back to eating.
I can't go literal full starvation. I'm gonna have to eat like a salad or a piece of chicken. Like something's gonna
Okay,
have to go
so yeah,
down there.
so you're eating. Sorry, I thought you were talking about something else. I'm talking about
Oh, you
not
thought
days
you
when
thought
I'm not eating.
You thought I meant complete starvation, like
Yeah.
actual. No,
What
but I'm sure that would work too, though.
what's up with boiled chicken? What is the deal with that? What's wrong with grilled chicken?
Grilled chicken's fine.
Okay.
Grilled meaning you cook it on like you throw it in the oven.
No, like an open flame, like a grill.
No problem at all.
Yeah.
You're not. I'm just whatever avoids using oil and stuff. Like open
Right.
grill, no problem. Throw throw it in the reason I mentioned boiled chicken is that
You're the rock.
the dogs were sick last week, and when a dog's stomach is upset, just boil chicken and give them straight boiled chicken.
Mm.
I gotta tell you though, it tastes fine. I mean, it cooks in 2 seconds too. It's really disgusting when you think about it. It's hot ass water. You just drop the chicken in and all of a sudden looks cooked. It's very weird. But anyways, my goal is to spend a couple of days I pulling it together so I can do this. Listen,
Yeah.
WWE doesn't they don't put me on real TV very often. They keep me on
Yeah.
their kickoff
Oh, this
show.
is real TV.
This is on USA, baby.
Oh, this is official.
This is end of
Oh,
the
my
year.
bad. My bad.
So listen, they don't let me get on there very often. So if I get a full show of me hosting, like, no, I got to get right for
Yeah,
TV.
yeah,
TV.
right. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So
I didn't
that's
know
what I'm
Vince
doing.
McMahon was a wrestler.
What do you mean?
I saw him wrestling back in the day.
He has had wrestling matches, yes, and they
I
were
saw
very
him
entertaining.
fight The Rock.
Yes, that has happened. Where were you watching this? Go ahead.
I was um I was watching Moana with my son, and I was trying to explain who the voice of the guy was, The Rock, and I started showing him clips of The Rock. I'm trying to get my son into wrestling for some reason.
Hey.
I think he would enjoy it. I just don't know how to I don't even
Why
know where to start. You know what I mean?
you just think he would enjoy, like, you think it's the kind of entertainment that he would like?
Yeah, like he likes well, he doesn't really like loud noises or crowds. Maybe this, you know what? Maybe it's not the right.
Well, he doesn't have to go in person. He can watch on
Yeah,
TV.
but he likes like fighting and jumping, and you know what I mean. So like,
Yeah.
try to get him into wrestling.
You should start with some 80s stuff maybe that was like really based around kids. Like their goal was to entertain kids more then.
Right.
Feels weird like to show them stuff from like the early 2000s is too much racy stuff going on. It's a lot.
Oh, well, I have to show him The Rock.
But that's that Rock, the Rock is the funniest thing about the Rock is everyone talks about the Rock for president. The Rock's the worst one. The Rock has so many clips you can't play anymore.
Really?
The Rock was calling everybody all types of
Candy ass?
whoa, no, way worse than candy ass. The things he used to say to Stephanie McMahon, they were not what you would want out these days.
What was it? Wait, who's Stephanie McMahon?
Vince's daughter.
What was he saying to her?
These are things that we would have Emilio edit out in 2023. And we'd go, no, Emilio, that's something you edit out. Just every kind of sort of, every sort of synonym for hussy that you could come up with. He was throwing around
I definitely
crazy.
heard John Cena say some foul shit while he was doing his raps.
John Cena, who became the most kid-friendly, he was talking crazy back in the day. I mean, it was a different time. Listen, it was all just edgy for that time. That's all it was. It was edgy for that time. Edgy for that time is now like considered. I don't even know what edgy for this time is. Hey, speaking of comedians and their hatred of things that are now not allowed to be edgy. Well, I mean, have you ever seen worse disrespect from your friend Bert Kreischer?
What? What do you do?
Like, come on. I mean, I added you. You posted it.
I don't. Oh, the Rosenthal.
Oh, and by the way, the worst part of it was
that you went from edgy. You went from edgy to being personally hurt. You did not segue that well.
No, it's comedians. No, you're right. So, the worst part of this clip I posted with Bert Kreischer twice calling me Rosenthal was that no disrespect was intended. He was sure in that moment my name was Rosenthal. Yeah. There was not even he didn't even hesitate. He was like, yo. Yeah. And by the way, he complimented. He's like, Rosenthal, pretty funny, that Rosenthal.
Yeah. I would just take it. I would just take it if I was you. Yeah, I would just take it. That's a good one.
Now, does he even know that we do a show together? Does he put those together?
No. I would bet not.
But he knows you have a podcast, right?
No.
You've never even mentioned that you do a podcast.
I've mentioned it.
But it hasn't registered. Like,
not at all. Not at all. Not
you think what if you just said to him, hey, I want you to pop on my podcast with Rosenthal? You think he'd do it or no?
I think he would.
We should do it sometime in New York. I'm not going to get into all his business, but if he stays in the city, we should just bring him to the studio and do it. It'd be fun.
He doesn't stay in the city.
Doesn't stay in the city. Interesting.
No. He's on tour for the rest of the year. Like, that's the problem with him. Like, how do you catch him? He'll go home once in a while to bank his own podcast.
Like, where's home for him? Austin? Home is Austin?
No, his home is LA.
LA.
But he goes to Austin to do the Tom Segura podcast. But they'll bank those.
Him and Segura will knock out a weekend worth of like 10 episodes, 15 episodes.
Like 4.
Yo, man, it's a life you comedian people live, bro. Y'all are out here, man. Y'all are really out here.
Shout out to Kevin Hart and Chris Rock. They released a documentary today called Headliners Only.
So it's a documentary. That's not a it's not a show.
It's a documentary. I DJ'd I had a very crazy travel week because I was supposed to stay on the West Coast and I had to come home to do this party for Kevin Hart and Chris Rock.
Oh, the party was here?
Yeah, it was at the Cellar.
Oh, can you stop doing what you're doing?
I was unzipping my Monster headphones.
Oh, well, you have Monster headphones?
Yeah, these are Monster headphones.
Can I see what they actually look like, the actual headphones?
Absolutely. I'm about to start using them. They're Bose. You know Bose? You ever heard of that company, Bose?
Yeah. Hold on, let me see what they look like because I'm just about to type this email up and start saying, yeah, send me the Monster headphones. Okay. They're like little DJ headphones.
Yeah, they're dope.
Okay.
They're not plugged in, so I can't hear you, but they're dope.
Okay. I need yo, Jamal, I gotta get right over here. I look crazy over here. So wait, so how was the event at the Cellar?
Is this Patreon?
No. Say, well, then it was great.
It was really fun. It was really fun because here's what I love. Here's what I love about the event. They rented out the entire Cellar. No shows. That is unheard of at the Cellar. Unheard of.
Okay.
But Chris Rock wanted to do it. I mean, Kevin wanted to do it there. So I can't put these back now. Here we go. So, they call, the production companies and the event planning companies, and everyone's like calling them on conference calls. They're like, okay, we're going to do it at the Comedy Cellar on McDougal Street. I'm like, yeah, I know. It's my home. And they're
Yeah,
like,
got it.
what kind of equipment? I said, I'm going to bring my controller. How do we set up the da-da-da-da? I was like, oh, this is the worst. But anyway, so they set me up downstairs
Okay.
in the Comedy Cellar room where the shows are. Everyone, and I mean everyone, stayed upstairs at the Olive Tree Cafe. The entire party. I was DJing downstairs. The music was piped up upstairs, and it was just one of those talky network type of parties.
So the DJ was basically a complete waste of time. I say that respectfully. I say that respectfully.
I wouldn't say a complete waste.
Because you created background noise at least.
It was 90%.
Did you and could you at any point get up and just be like fuck it and go walk around?
Absolutely. I went upstairs many times. I played either a mix or I had my intern just I taught my intern about the one. And then I was like, here, when this song's about to end, just hit this on the one. Go 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. It's so weird explaining DJing. It's like I don't even want to call it second nature. It's first nature to me. Like just
no, you know what's funny? Did you see the video I put up the other day? The little Rihanna Michael Jackson blend.
No,
you don't see me. You don't care.
No.
So I put this video up the other day for fun. I was just like, I don't know why. Natalie was gone, and I was fucking around. It was a nice clean blend I'd never done before. I literally was fucking around and found it in 2 seconds. Right? Like it's not rocket science to pick a good blend. It's a BPM game, and if either the pocket works or it doesn't work. Right? Like it's either good or not good. And I was kind of joking because I'm like, oh man, this could hit that algorithm. You know, people put up blends on social media and get a million, like they reinvented music. But like even seeing the comments from people being blown away because A, they don't know I DJ at all, but B, like they don't have an understanding of what's hard or what's not that big a deal.
Yeah.
There's no understanding of like, yeah, coming up with a clean blend is cool. And people who are really good at it can be really good at it, but it's like not hard to catch a good blend. It's not the hardest thing in the world,
especially if it's in that pocket.
So like it's it's second nature. And when you try, have you ever tried to teach someone like someone messing around? It's so basic, and when you're watching someone start from scratch, you're like, oh
yeah, I know.
Typical.
Bro, they don't even know what headphones are for.
They're like, wait, what am I listening to though? And you're like,
you're
no.
listening to the next song. They're like, oh shit, okay, right. And I'm like, because they're like, we're not enjoying the party you guys are enjoying. We're 2, 3, 4 songs ahead. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to put a little set together. I'm in my Jay-Z and Pharrell, gonna go into Flip Side, going into Rock the Mic, going into Mac Bitch. You know what I mean? Like I got I'm over here.
It is very, very funny. But I also realized that like I should probably occasionally throw some shit up there doing it every once in a while because it could lead to a bag for no reason. And people don't even know that I'm capable of doing it. I haven't caught a stupid wedding bag in a couple of years. Get yourself a nice couple. Or even something ideally cooler than a wedding, like a party at the Comedy Cellar for celebrities where I sit in the basement by myself and everyone's upstairs.
Wow. I was by myself.
Did you catch a little
with me? Oh, I got a nice check. Check was nice.
And the check was probably coming from what, the movie company?
Netflix.
Oh man.
Yeah.
That's so
nice. Yeah. Like Liz from the Cellar was like, "You're doing this." I'm like, "Why?" She goes, they got the bag. You're doing it.
They bought out the whole Cellar.
The whole Cellar. 4 shows, bro. Canceled that night.
And
Friday night.
Just for a party on a Friday night?
A party, a fucking hangout, sit around. Kev got there. So you know you've heard me talk about the table, right?
Yeah.
That's the table in the back where all the comics sit. It's like a legendary thing where all comics get roasted, where it's legendary stories of Bill Burr and Patrice O'Neal battling each other, roasting each other, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, of course.
So that's the table. Kev got there about 9:30, sat at the table, and didn't leave until 2 o'clock. Never came downstairs. The man doesn't have to pee. He never has to pee.
He was drinking too. He's sitting there drinking at the table and didn't
Yeah.
pee. Impressive.
Yeah, man. His wife came down, and I was just like, all right, this is a wash.
Who else? Did you saw when I posted the video of a while back of you and I messing with Kev back in the day, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yo, it's crazy. He was just starting to pop off then.
I know.
Right? Like he was just starting to pop off then. And by the way, bro, I edited that video too because again, we talk crazy and it's a different time.
Really?
Yeah, I had to
You
cut down
crazy on there.
Not again for our standards. No, it was regular the way we did shit, talking very bluntly and openly with racial jokes. Now, never putting that up. Cut, cha-ching, off. It was me, you, and Kev just fucking with each other. But there's a lot of, it's just us being us.
Yeah.
In that time. But it's crazy because, like, at that point, Kev was like a big comedian that, like, I knew from radio because he's just like the local comedian. Not local, he's a traveling comedian showing up to do radio stations and just do clubs. And it was
movies,
just, and he had the little spot.
Small parts.
He had the small part in 40-Year-Old Virgin.
Yeah.
Like a little jump off to now. I mean, Kevin Hart's like, he's beyond comedian. I don't even know what he is. It's like, it's more than comedian. Like
he's a businessman.
He really is.
Yeah, it's sick.
Hey,
he's still super cool though. Like he's still super cool.
Yeah. He's still the same guy when you see him?
Yeah. Same guy, bro. Same guy. And especially at the Cellar. Like Keith Robinson. Keith Robinson is his OG. He was there. He was like, man, you see all this shit going on with Diddy? He's like, I'm about to sue Keith Robinson, man. He assaulted me. He molested me. He attacked me. It's fucking hilarious, bro.
Just and does Keith like still? Because Keith Robinson is not famous. He's his OG in comedy. He's like
OG,
and so super respected guy in comedy. And he's still around when Kev's around regularly.
Yeah, Kev takes care of him. Kev does it right.
Of course he does. He's a
but
good
Keith, because Keith had 2 strokes. So he's not the most mobile guy. He's fine, but he's not the most. You know what I mean? And I don't, bro. The comedian life, bro. The amount of abuse we give to Keith every day about his stroke is like, if you just pop in and hear us talking,
the worst people have ever lived.
You must think, like, if you're just at the bar behind the table, just sitting at the bar, and the shit you hear us say to this guy who's like limping with a cane and has no use of the right side of his body, we're just fucking destroying him. Like, he's walking in and we're like, Keith's here 20 minutes before he gets to the table. He's like, shut the fuck up. And we're like, every time I'm on stage with Keith, like if I'm hosting, and he walks off because he's shooting a special next week, the 19th. He's shooting his Netflix special.
Oh wow!
And it's all about the stroke.
Wow!
And so a lot of his material is about the stroke. So he'll get on stage. I bring him up, and then when he's done, he gets off. I go, I didn't even know he had a stroke. I thought he just walked like a pimp, and kills every time, bro.
But so how old is he, by the way?
He's got to be 90. Nah, he's got to be
late 50s,
early 60s. He's got to be 56, something like that. He got to be. But this is why I love the Cellar. This is why I love the Comedy Cellar. We have 4 stages.
Mm-hmm.
Every stage at the Comedy Cellar has like a handle, almost like a staircase railing, just for Keith to get up on stage.
Oh, that's dope.
So he has like He can grip something and push himself up. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Every stage has that. For no other reason, for no other person, for nothing. It's actually like in the way of some seats. It's kind of annoying. So that Keith can get on stage. You know what I mean? Like it's great, man.
That's dope, man. That's really, really dope.
It's little shit like that that people don't realize why is the Cellar the #1 spot in the world. It's because of shit like that.
Well, you guys it's clearly a very real community. The Cellar. It's its own thing for sure.
It's its own thing. But
what other greats or near greats came to this event? My invitation got lost in the
I only
mail.
saw, bro. Let me tell you something.
Kev or Chris or Cipha.
I only JB Smooth was there. Sam J was there.
Who'd you say?
Sam J. I don't remember. There was a lot of industry people. I met the director. He was super cool. Rashidi. He came from that. He used to do a lot of music videos back in the day. He was like in that Hype Williams camp back in the day. I don't really see him. There was a lot of executive people, like Netflix people. Chris Rock was there. I was stuck downstairs, bro. I didn't see anybody. It's bullshit.
I'm sorry. Bullshit. I got to text Sam J right now because I've been talking to her about getting her on the podcast, and I'm gonna just text her real quick and throw you under the bus.
Why me under the bus?
I'm just gonna say I was trying to nail down your schedule the last week. My bad. Just don't worry about it. It'll be fine. Cool. But yeah, I've been wanting to have Sam up here and wanting to have my man Gata from Lil Dicky show, who has a role in a movie. He snagged himself a role in this Sydney Sweeney movie.
Who's Sydney Sweeney?
She's the hot chick from Euphoria.
Oh, yo, what is this Melyssa Ford, Cam'ron, Joe Budden thing? What is this?
Well, how much do you want to like
really light know? Explanation?
So Melyssa Ford was on Joe Budden show. I guess she's on it
on there now.
I think so. So Melyssa Ford's on Joe Budden and casually tells a story and either implies or directly says that Dipset was fucking around with underage girls. A couple days later, apparently Joe and everybody was like, whoa, that's a big accusation. Like, whoa. A couple days later, she says an apology. After that, Cam then decides to do up on IG Live and just crushes Melyssa Ford and breaks down the whole thing. Through it, other people get yapped also. It was the most entertaining. I was making dinner. It popped up on my timeline. I saw it was like 15 minutes long.
Of
and
Cam?
I was like,
was Cam like talking to the computer or whatever?
Yeah. I was like, you know what? Let me bring this in the kitchen with me while I make dinner. I brought it in the kitchen, hit play. That was a great 15 minutes. Cam is
he's good, man.
He is hilarious.
It's so crazy that all these years later he found whatever his thing is that we always knew about.
Yeah, but you always knew it was there.
Bro, he's petty, he's brash, confident, but funny. And like it's crazy. But Mace too, though. Like you saw the clip where Mace was like, "It gotta be tonight." You saw that one?
No.
He was like back in the day when he was, on Mega Fire. He said he used to be in the club and Cam'ron, because remember I always tell the story. I met Cam'ron through Mace when Cam and Jimmy and Blinky were like basically like Mace's entourage. You know what I mean? And he used to tell girls, "Yo, it gotta be tonight or no night." He would meet girls in a club. He'd be like, "Tonight." And she's like, "Nah, I can't tonight. But like, you're in town tomorrow. Can we do it tomorrow?" He's like, "Yo, it's tonight or no night. Or no night." And the way he's saying it is like, these guys are greaseballs, but it's also fucking hilarious. And like, I never had that confidence to tell a girl, "Yo, it's tonight or no night." Like,
it requires a level of there's not I wouldn't even be in a conversation. I don't even think the conversation would ever be happening in the first place.
That's what's wrong with us. We don't even think we could have that conversation. We easily could.
Well, so what do you mean? It starts out with him being like, "Yo, Ma, what's good?" And she's like, "Oh, I don't know, blah, blah." And he's like, "Yeah, you should come through." She's like, "I don't know if I can." And he's like, "Word." She's like, "Maybe another night." And he goes, "It's tonight
Nah,
or
it's
no
tonight
night."
or no night.
So Cam just like basically is like, first of all, we were underage in the time you're talking about. So what do you
Yeah,
mean we were with underage girls? We were
right.
underage at that time. Number two, that's not how I even get down. I like old chicks. I'm not even into that shit. And and then he just went on and on. Then he hit Queen's Flip with some shots.
Yeah, I
Then
saw
he
that because I saw Queen's Flip response, which I don't even know. I don't even know who Queen's Flip is. No disrespect.
no disrespect. Queen's Flip is like an internet guy, a funny internet guy.
I'm just in a different algorithm, I guess.
Bruh, everyone's in a different algorithm. Now, here's something we do need to discuss, though. I'm shocked Emilio didn't send this to us. Emilio will send us topic ideas. Emilio's like the new Rico. He sends us stuff that he's like, really think the people would want to hear you guys address this. And 9 times out of 10, it's the kind of thing that me and Cypher are like, we don't want to talk about this. This one, though, Cypher, I think we have to.
What is it?
Let's see what Cypher says.
What's the Juan opinion on this next topic?
I think this one we have to. Have you heard this yet?
Nope, I don't even know what this is.
This is the Mace freestyle about Diddy.
Recent.
This weekend.
Uh-oh.
Empty pipes, when clicks get called, and go to church on Sunday, I'm the illest of all. Whatever equipment with other bad boys who had hardships, I did it jumping like a mosh pit. On the first level, dirt level, I can never work level. Glad I made it to the hour never work level. Since Cain killed Abel, I'm able to kill Cain. And love don't steal, my change your name. Come on.
Woo! That's the first one that I've understood.
I didn't even hear any of it.
He said, but you hear the words, right? You just don't.
Not really. I mean, I can hear it, yes. I just don't understand what he's saying.
He said something about Cain's. Listen, everyone else who's nerdier about this will explain to us more, I'm sure. All I heard right there was that he said, "Love don't steal, N-word, change your name." Because if it did, he being called Love, like don't steal, huh?
And I see no integrity in your name.
I see no integrity in your name, Cypher. You got that?
Mm-hmm.
Haunted by the ghost of St. James.
And I'm haunted by the ghost of St. James. Go ahead. What's that mean, Cypher?
That's a Biggie line.
There we go.
Because I guess Biggie lived on St. James.
He said. So when he says I'm haunted by the ghost of St. James, I assume he means Biggie, right?
Yeah, that's what it feels like. Yeah.
All right. So there's some more Biggie here, I think.
By the ghost of St. James, Champagne King.
Champagne King.
That's my only claim change. And I say, thank God I ain't changing. If never found a killer wise woman, everybody broke. Gotta bring a vision in. He's selling their soul to go to a brunch. Might end up sweet, drinking that punch. I suffer.
So he talked about the death of Biggie, right? And it never being solved, and then landed into people selling their soul to go to the Rockefeller brunch. I'm sure someone could explain this. I don't understand all of these parts, but it's interesting.
Gone from another hood to get a brotherhood. I'm trying to make sure that my mother good. I ain't cheap, but I'm really cold in the ghost. No matter who top 5, I'm one coated the most. I'm the ghost of Wolf, ghost of Rizzo. Come with the facts you never considered. I'm the ghost of Sean. I speak for every artist never spoke their mind. Representing every artist that was left behind. From Trent Mack to G Dead. I still remember them kids tricking. For every producer you ever stole a sound. Let you playing with them. When I make examples. Talk about money, that's not a man move. You freaking Antonio. That it would get lonely. It's never safe if you owe me. That saying's true. You had a chance to do right now, understand you. You can't stop it. Came from wicked, can't rule. Karma came and gave him daughters for what he did. The Kim Porter, then the day he dies, and rest in piss for.
This is an intense one, Cypher.
Where is this from?
I don't know. It just popped up over the weekend. I mean, it looks like he had a big show somewhere. It looks like he's got, and then and he goes on. And by the way, this is like borderline. It's freestyle adjacent. It's borderline. Let's be honest. This is borderline haiku.
But the guy, there's a guy
There's a
backing him
DJ
up. So,
ad-libbing.
yeah, so
Yeah.
he knows. So it's got to be rehearsed.
Yeah, it's got to be rehearsed.
You could have changed like could have saved his life. Now it ain't no way to fight. Now he out here waving white. I know your strategies and what your habits be. And right now I got a roll in your faculties. So when you get the nerve to come after me, what a dastardly. Gotta know that dollar sign wasn't rapping free. Actually, after Big guy, what a travesty. When they slept, was nobody after all. Guess I got the last laugh. They ain't laughing, huh? Stay strapping up. Ready for a massacre. Me and Black Ball reached the ball ain't black enough. Tupac was I ain't even mad at you. Pretty always make their hearts smell. Yeah, come on. Yes, you can say I know I pot fell. Yeah, I'm just a hollow ride down a Vegas strip with my own shield. You from my burning. Go rip your own hood. I'm not.
You see what he did there?
Damn.
Hating on your Billy work, bro. Right now, I'm only saying what you really worth. You ain't an architect. You just a out of market depth. Go pay his mother what she really worth.
What was the last one? What was the last line he said? What was really worth?
He said, yeah, I'm going to play it for one more time.
Go pay his mother what she really worth.
Go pay his mother what she's really worth.
Jeez. This is bad.
I'm going to step out on Cipha, I'm going to step out on a limb here, okay?
Yeah.
I'm really, because this is the kind of edgy journalist I am, and I'm willing to make bold statements. I'm going to step all the way out here.
Okay.
Ready?
Yeah.
I don't think Mason Diddy are ever going to be good again. I think this is it. I do not think they're going to mend this fence. I think it's done.
Jeez.
I mean, listen, here's the thing about all of this happening. All of the Puff stuff coming out allows you to believe that every version that existed out there of like, was Puff really sort of this evil mastermind behind everything who was playing the war? It's all sort of in play now. That's, I think so now you're gonna have people like Mace obviously tell their story. There have already been mad people who have been feeling away for a very long time.
Damn, man, this is bad.
It's really,
because a lot of like a couple months ago when they said Puff gave a lot of publishing back to his artists, some of the artists.
Mm-hmm.
In that deal was like all types of NDAs.
Oh, of course.
Yeah.
I'm telling you this right now. He ain't ever coming back, bro. He ain't ever coming back. He's gonna try.
Puff Daddy.
He denied it all on social media. He put up a post.
TMB. It's Billy June. Thank you. I didn't see that. Just kidding. Of course, I know that. I'm not saying he won't ever utter a word again. And he did. He put up a statement last week denying everything, which, by the way, already makes you look bad. Because some of those things are true. Like the Kid Cudi's car being blown up, that was in that thing, that's already been acknowledged and confirmed by Kid Cudi. Like that's known. That's out there. There are things there.
The car blew up, and you don't. What Puff set it up? Puff did it,
according to Cassie. Because she was
proof, though.
No, right, not proof, but there are a few things in there and witnesses to it that are in the whole lawsuit? Case. Yeah, that are basically impossible to refute, right? Some are really hard to refute. So then when you come out and say none of it's true, the entire thing's a lie, to me it almost makes it look even worse because like everyone knows not all of it's a lie. So I'm telling you right now, from what I know, and I've got sources. I'm just when I say that I don't have sources, but people who know the industry at least believe there's no path to coming back from this. This is like Russell Simmons moved to an island and that's it. But Puff isn't Russell, so it's going to be a lot harder for him to do that.
I heard somebody mention that. They're like, Puff's probably getting his house in Bali together now.
That's it. He can exist, but like, is Hove taking a picture with him? Is Hove inviting him to the brunch still? Like, those things aren't going to happen. That is going to be gone.
So you can't. So after years and years of friendship and camaraderie and mogul talk, you can't take a picture with this guy now.
And by the way, and really nothing has. The crazy thing is nothing changed for. I mean, I guess some of those people didn't know any of this, so there is a huge change. Some of them probably would have suspected it even prior and still hung out. But now that it's out there, that's the like I guess that's the reasoning, right? You don't want people to think you're okay with it. So you can't.
Okay, with allegations, nothing proven. You know what I mean? Like,
But he paid. He paid. He didn't want to go to court.
that's all still speculation, though. Why did he pay? You know what I mean? We don't know.
You don't know. You don't know.
We
But
don't know.
people
Like, because like some people are saying he paid because she got something else that's not even mentioned.
All right, so Cipha, real quick. Here comes the bag. Someone offers you a nice little to promote a comedy show with Diddy next week. You're taking it then.
I can't.
You can't do it.
I
You
can't.
do
But
it.
I would say, Puff. You know how much I admire you for years and years and years. It just wouldn't look right now. It's just too hot. It's too hot.
But I mean that's going to be what I'm saying is it's going to be that way forever. And I think the bigger problem is I think people all believe it. That's the yo, bro, people are I watched the hip hop tribute the other day. There were some crazy things going on a couple years ago about T.I. T.I. was at the tribute. He was still part of it on CBS, blah, blah. There are other people there who were all a part of it.
What's the tribute? What's that?
Top 50. We should actually of it. We should go through some of that too. A lot of people have had accusations that have popped up and they've gotten through them. Sure. Some feels a little this one that felt different, bro.
I mean, everybody's talking, right?
I mean,
everybody's pulling out stories.
Because
but why though? Why? Why is everybody?
We can't answer. We can't answer because we don't know.
Why do people pull out stories now? Like,
because they feel empowered. They now feel less scared. There are people who felt scared, but then once you start, okay, let's play if it's all true. We don't know. Let's say it's all true. And you were a victim of someone like this. And you always felt scared to say something about it because, I don't know, you heard stories about him being involved in all kinds of crazy stuff. And like, you don't know, like you hear about all kinds of hip hop beefs and he's involved in this and he's almighty and powerful. And you're like, you know what? I'm just go my way. And then, but it's something that eats at you all the time. It's like one of the most emotionally impactful things that ever happened to you, but you just like, it's whatever. I just don't deal with it. I'm not going to deal with it. And then this woman steps up and is like, fuck it. I'm telling my whole story. I'm out here on Front Street. I'm just doing it. And it really makes noise and makes an impact. Now, all of a sudden, again, if this person's guilty, now you have them back in a corner. Now you've got momentum and you've got other people on your side. It's less scary for people to step up and tell their story. And if you have a whole history of stories, I mean, I think there was 4 that came out in the last few weeks. The question is, who are the other people around the industry right now who are like, oh, dear God. I mean, because it was.
There's a difference between. I don't know.
I'm not talking
between
about
wild gay sex parties and fucking abuse and
for sure
inappropriate.
For sure.
You know what I mean? Like,
no, listen, if you were just part of the wild gay sex parties, I don't think you're tripping right now. You're like, if that comes out now, people are like, oh, cool. It was all consensual, though. Live on, my G. Like, what is there to say? Honestly, like it might, at first, people might bat an eye at it, but really not that much in 2023. What you really can't have, though, is, I mean, but these are crazy stories. Can we, let's talk turkey for a second, and then we'll move on.
Love turkey.
These stories are
Like an
about
oven
straight up.
roasted, like a honey oven
Yeah.
roasted.
Well, that's the only kind I get.
Okay, sorry. Salido. So what is it? Salido.
I don't know
Salsito.
what you've lost me. I
Like
don't
a
even know what you're talking
spicy,
about anymore.
like a spicy turkey.
If these,
Salsalito.
if this, it's not Sausalito, that much I'm sure. But here's the thing: if the stories that Cassie and others have said are true, this is of a level of filth that, to be honest with you, you wouldn't want to hang out with that person. It wouldn't even be like, oh, it's a bad look. You'd be like, bro, I don't want you in my fucking cipher. Who would want that person around anymore? Now, I know what you're thinking. You're thinking, yeah, but people knew that and still just turned a blind eye to it. And now they can't hang out with the person. But what would you do? Someone that you know and you're friends with, all of a sudden a story comes out. I guess what you do is call and go, is this true?
It's funny you say that because I can't say who, but I was talking to somebody who was in a group, and
Okay.
one of the members of the group is not in the group anymore. And I go, hey, whatever happened to, not knowing anything, hey, whatever happened to so and so? He's like, oh man. And somehow I was affiliated with the story.
Like
So
tangentially?
yo, I don't know what you're saying, so I'm gonna take that as disrespect.
You know what I mean? But like, were you just like,
yes.
like near it?
Okay. Yeah. This particular incident that made this group break up.
Okay.
So it was like, I was like, yo, what happened to where's so and so? He's like, oh man, I never told you this. Remember we went to this thing with you? Yeah, I remember. Remember all of us came, the whole group and some other people? Yeah. That night, this guy did some fucked up shit. Like
really fucked up.
Yeah, like beat somebody.
Okay. And now
and now they're gone. And like I was like, holy shit, like did you have any idea he was like that? And they were like, no. And they're like friends for years.
Wow.
And he beat his girl.
Wow.
Like almost in front of them.
And they were just like, goodbye.
They had to go to the hospital.
Bro, what would you do? Like, I guess if it was someone I loved, I'd want to like,
what do you do?
Help them find help.
The battered person?
Both.
How about when the battered person goes, no, I'm okay? What do you do?
Well, no. If the battered person goes, well, I'm okay, that doesn't affect how much I would want the person who did it to go find help.
It was my fault.
Well, now you both need a lot of help. Seriously, obviously. But like, okay, one of your best friends, you're I don't want to use an example of one of your friends.
Jamal.
I was gonna think of the friend who does this horrible thing in front of you. You'd be
Billy
obviously.
June.
Yeah, so Billy June just, savagely wrecks a child in front of us. We'd be like, because it has to be a child, or Billy just honestly wouldn't be able to win. I mean, based on the stories in the streets, it has to be a child. The only way he has a chance. I would go two things. One, you cannot be on the show with us anymore. I'm sorry. We can't do the show with you anymore. Number two, can we talk about getting you help? Like, you need to be getting serious help. If he's like, nah, I'm good. Well, then you're like, well, then obviously, I'm not going to be friends with you anymore. If you think that's good, I wouldn't leave the person for good if the person was broken that they did it and desperately wanted to seek help. Then I'd be there to watch them find help. If they were like, nah, that little kid had it coming. He said he had better baseball cards than me. I'd be like, all right, then we can't.
Yo, this motherfucker tried to sell me some candy bars on a train.
Okay, wait, and you beat them? Well, yes, then we can't be friends anymore. That's it.
Your evils that you were a part of.
Mm-hmm.
Do you feel you're redeemed, or you have redemption, or?
You mean the
Or you were
things that I'm
punished?
least proud? The things that I'm least proud
Yeah,
of?
you think you were punished enough? Should I not be friends with you anymore?
I don't believe I've done anything that would ever rise to a level where someone would think I shouldn't be friends with you anymore. But even if there was, right? Someone felt really strongly about fidelity or whatever it was. I would be like, but I sought extensive help, worked immensely at it.
Yeah.
I'm mortified by the things that I did that were not so great. And that doesn't rise to the level of Billy June attacking that poor
But what?
7-year-old
That's what
on
I'm
the
saying.
train.
Who determines what the level is? Isn't that a personal, like a subjective thing?
Well, yeah, but what are we talking about? Because I imagine that if you had been there for the scene that these people were talking about, something of that level, you would be so fucking taken aback by it that would probably be you would know you're at that level.
I got a friend. She's a girl.
Okay.
She's a female friend.
Okay, girl.
She is in or just got out of an abusive relationship.
Physically abusive.
She sent me a video, bro. She sent me a video of this guy, her boyfriend, whatever he is, I don't know, boyfriend, getting out of jail, the videos from her job security camera. He gets out of jail. She has a restraining order. He goes straight to her job from jail. The camera's outside. It shows him walking from his car to the front of this restaurant, whatever it is she works. Her boss coming to the door, opening the door and be like, hey, you can't come in here. He lunges at her, like makes a flinch, spits on her. She closes the door. He bangs on the door and walks off. That's a video that she sent me and then got back with him.
Yeah. Okay. Well, that is incredibly disturbing.
So what do I do?
That wouldn't. So this is a separate conversation. In this specific case, now, how do you befriend someone who makes a decision that bad?
This is what I'm talking about. This is what our conversation is about. How do you act around these people?
Well, there's two separate conversations, right? If I knew the person, the guy, she showed me she was dating my friend.
Yeah.
And she sent me that video. And I'm like, bro, what are you doing? And he's like, yo, man, she's wilding now. I had to blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, oh, you think that was the way to handle it?
Now. Oh.
Yeah. I go, hey, man, it was real being friends. If you think that's cool to do, we're done. That's cool. Done. Handling the girl is more complicated because she didn't do it. But for her to be good, she didn't do the actual act in that, to the person at her job. But you chose. That's who you choose. They have children together?
No.
That's who you would
choose.
He
does have a child though.
Oh, you're gonna have him around your child.
Yeah. Bro, but it's like I see this happen, and I've seen little things happen and bigger things, and now it's like.
So what did you say? When she sent you like?
Here's what I say. Here's what I say all the time. Hey, I'm here if you need me.
I think you're. By the way, I think in every case that answer could be the right answer.
But I said, hey, we had lunch, and I said, look, I'm gonna say something to you, and I'm never gonna say it again. I don't think this is the right person for you. I've seen many situations where these turn into very ugly situations, and even people get killed. I know a lot of dudes in jail who are in jail for killing their baby moms or, you know what I mean? Like some shit. And I think you should get out of this situation as fast as possible. And I'm not judging you. I'm not telling you what to do. This is just my advice from me being older than you, things that I've seen in my life. And I'm here if you need me. And I'm not mentioning it anymore. Because it's just fucking awkward, bro. It's just awkward.
People are
I called my friend who's a therapist, and I was like, "Yo, what am I supposed to do in this situation?" She goes, "There's nothing you can do."
no. Bro, it's even harder when people have to make these decisions about their adult siblings and children.
Right.
So what would you do if, God forbid, it was your daughter?
Well, here's a funny thing. Oh, my daughter, I don't. Funny thing is, me and my sister have a riff for years and years and years. This came out recently. She, it's not funny. I'm sorry. She asked me like years ago when I was like,
Wait, when?
years ago,
Okay.
way before Chameleonaire went to Brooklyn.
Okay.
She asked me, I think she was in some kind of an abusive thing. I don't even remember if I knew that or not. Me and my sister are not that close. And she's been mad at me for years because she asked me once, "Hey, if somebody hit me, what would you do?" And apparently my answer was like, "Well, what did you do?"
No, that's not a good answer, Siph.
But if you know me, I like to get all. What was that? She wanted me to say I would go over there and fuck him up,
Right. Of course.
which I would, but I need to know what I'm getting into here.
By the way, I want everyone listening to know, by the way, that is not Siph giving some political answer where he's making a statement about maybe sometimes women deserve it.
No,
This is a Cipha sound statement.
I like all information.
You should know this by now. He needs the information presented out. He'll then go do the right thing.
I need it all.
But he's got to know, because if he shows up and then the guy goes, "Well, she did blank first," he'd go, "All right, this is still bad, but this affects my approach."
It's also like I'm a planner. I'm a planner because I will go do the right thing, but I don't want to go to jail for it.
Right.
I'm not going to run over there speeding with a gun in my hand, run up to his door and be like, "What the fuck did you do to my sister?" I'll be like, "Well, what?" Maybe I said it incorrectly at that time when she was looking for some help. And maybe I should have said, "Well, what happened?" instead of "What'd you do?" Maybe it was something like, maybe it was so minute into the words I used.
Right.
Am I going alone? Am I gathering goons?
Are we
waiting a couple of weeks so that it doesn't come back on you? It looks unrelated.
Right.
Am I getting my fucking smart goons or my fucking thug goons?
All important plans.
Smart
all important
goons,
things you need to know.
I got smart goons, bro, that we're like, "Yo, we're gonna put this on the calendar for a year from now." You know what I'm saying?
So was she able to understand this way later?
Yes. Now in fucking 40s.
Yeah, it's crazy.
But
I get it.
But she's been holding that grudge for years, bro.
Well, since years ago.
Years ago.
Since years ago. Yeah.
So I don't know, like, and like even now, like, yeah, I mean, I'm a very just black and white, logical thinker. I think with purpose. So like, I'm gonna handle this, but let me get the info.
Right.
Was there a gun involved? Because is there going to be a gun when I go over there?
Well, I need to bring a gun person? Do I need a gunman?
Or just knowing that there's a gun involved on the other person's side.
That's an information I need.
I can't run up into his crib.
No, and by the way, or let me just be real now, is this a situation that we should all just hide from?
Exactly.
Am I going to say, "You know what? We're going to have to take this L and keep it moving as a family. We're going to have to." It's unfortunate you were the one who had to physically hold the L, but we're going to all have to hold this L together because we're not dealing with these people. Yeah. We're not.
Yeah, man. So I don't know.
But I listen, I'll let me just be totally blunt with the audience out there listening. To go back full circle. I think Cipha, I think you'd agree. It's uncomfortable for us, even with our loose connections to people, to talk about like the Puff story. And maybe that's telling of like a lot more, but you know, it is I do have trepidation talking about it.
Bro,
And I'm trying to
many,
push myself to not.
many interviews, podcast episodes where I say how much I love Puff.
Right. I had him on Noisemakers. It was a really big deal when he did that for me at the time. You know, he used to hit me up pretty regularly. He listened to real late and was like respected my ear. And like, of course, even though back in the day I used to shit on Puff when I was in my hardcore backpack days, as I was getting established in New York, getting a cosign from him felt super cool. You know, I never witnessed anything fucking crazy. Now, all of us, like, you know, I think everybody has heard a different rumor or something about Puff in some way. He's one of those people.
Yeah.
But, like, I'm not aware of the shit that people have going on. And obviously, you read the story, and obviously, I pay more attention to it than Cipha does because he subscribes to a website called mindyourbusiness.com, whereas I am not as big in that. And I was disgusted and disturbed and fucking, so there's one part that I read that I made me fucking practically throw up in my mouth, bro. Like,
Well, like of the lawsuit?
yeah. There's a part that I read that made me like, bro. It said that in the lawsuit, it says that Cassie says that when he found out the name that she called her beloved grandfather who had passed away, he demanded to be called that name, which was some of the sickest shit I'd ever read. Like, I was just like, I've never even thought of anything that demented. Like, I don't even know what to say. I don't even know what the fuck to say. You know what I mean? But like, again, to what we were saying earlier.
Right now, hey, I want to shout out the girlfriend of the Want listener, who's looking at him in the car and going, "Why the fuck are you listening to this?" And I get it.
Terrible timing. This is one that this is the one that they actually perked up their ears to. They were like, "Oh, he's talking about the Puff Daddy thing."
The young ladies?
Yeah. Because this is mainstream news.
I thought you guys were going to talk about the new Busta Rhymes album.
There was others. I still wanted to talk about the Hip Hop 50 celebration and more positive things. But that shit has been out there, and it's scary shit, bro. To anyone who's going through anything like this, I hope you are able to find a resolution that can bring you peace. Because boy, oh boy, the shit I read had me like, there's some really crazy people in this fucking world, bro.
There's a lot of crazy people.
And that, by the way, that is a big point in Cipha's whole way of living his life, though. You go out and you're in these circles, and we get very close. We get right up next to people who operate in different worlds. And then at the end of the day, our life is we just go home and are normal people who live like normal lives. You know what I mean?
For the most part, yeah.
That's basically it. You know, was it on the pod? I think it was on the podcast. You were off one day and Rico came on, and he said something that I always enjoyed. He said that when someone came up to his dad once and treated his dad like a star, and his dad was like, I'm not a star, you know, and he thanked the person. He said, "At your service." And he always described his way of doing radio work as we are the regular people who get to be close to the really cool stuff that regular people don't get to do. That's kind of the what we get to do in radio, is like be near it all and share it. And I don't go home with I don't get invited to the cool after hours or not so cool after hours situation.
Nah.
I go home and read the stories like, ooh, that is an interesting. You name the person embroiled in controversy, and I will tell you the times I saw them and they were totally normal. Like one after another. I'm like, nope. Every once in a while, I'll be like, I saw a hint that they might have been. And then there's some that I've seen hints of it, and they don't even have any controversies out there.
And then when it comes to like sex stuff, it's always different. Because we know people that we are friendly with that have killed other people.
That definitely true?
Yes, 100%.
I guess you're right. Have they been on the show?
Nori has tried to kill people.
Tried though.
Typical.
Nori was telling a story the other day. I saw it on Instagram about when he was 14 and he was shooting at somebody.
He told us that story too. Isn't it a different story?
When a guy snitched on him?
I don't know, but there was a story back in the day.
No, you're talking about Kung Fu Joe or whatever it was?
Yeah, the Kung Fu guy.
No, that's a different story. That's after he got out of jail. This is when he was 14, bro.
Guys, we hope you enjoyed this bizarre episode and journey. And I want to tell you right now, Patreon over the next couple weeks is going to be pretty dope. Throwing up some classic episodes that have not been released in a very long time for the holidays. So I hope you'll dig that. I got those old school college radio episodes that I'm going to share with some super underground hip hop from back in the day.
Ooh.
And a very young PMD, like 19 years old. And I'm going to Brazil on Thursday. I'm going to Rio de Janeiro. Yeah.
This is just vacation.
Yeah, this is the official honeymoon. It's so funny. I get like so excited.
But you used to date a girl from Brazil.
I know. She gave us advice on this trip.
You asked your ex about where you should take your wife on your honeymoon.
Not where we should go, but like, hey, when was the last time you were there? Oh, like last year. Okay, what was it like? Was it cool to go, etc. Things like that. Yeah. And you think that's weird?
Yeah.
Wasn't your ex at your wedding?
Yeah.
Yeah. Shut the fuck up.
Looking back.
Look, weird choice.
Yeah. Looking back.
Nah, you were wilding. All right, everyone.
All right, peace, fuckers.
By the way, Billy June has a lot of stories for Patreon. We're looking forward to that right now. We go to patreon.com/OneUpIsLife.